Hello, my name is Caroline Torres, and I'm a sophomore here at Lake Sumter. I am pursuing my associates right now in just general education, and then transferring at the end of this semester to UCF to pursue kinesiology. When I'm not at school, you can find me at one of two places. In the office of my family's business. We own a joint supplement company. It's a chondroitin 4-sulfate sold online across the U.S. Thousands and thousands of people. You could also find me at my local CrossFit gym. I have become passionate about the field of health and wellness, and through the sport have developed what I want to continue to pursue for the rest of my life, and opening up a facility, a wellness facility for nutrition and mental and physical health. I have two cats, Destiny and Fernando, and I love everything out in nature. I go on lots of nature hikes, and I just believe that in our connection to the earth, we will be able to live happier and more full lives. Which leads us into the discussion. And I'm choosing option A with Russell. So question 1 is explain why and in what respects Russell thinks that philosophy is importantly different from other fields of inquiry. So he talks about how philosophy is more of a kind of opinion-based science versus other like biology and math that have definite fact. And in philosophy, one can offer arguments and persuasive verbiage to the concepts, but they cannot be proven one way or the other. And he gives examples of studies of like the brain that used to be philosophy, but since there is concrete evidence and facts in that field of study, it's now under psychology. And the study of space and stars, the same way, is now under astrology. Philosophy is more just up to the opinion of the studier to decide if they can apply whatever the concept is to their own life or not. Question 2, how does Russell argue that philosophy is a good of the mind? Quote from our book says, if all men were well off, if poverty and disease had been reduced to their lowest possible point, there would still remain much to be done to produce a valuable society. All of these things that we go through on the day-to-day have to be processed in our mind. So yes, it is important to keep us physically active, to eat food and do the things that are good for the physical body, but if we don't have the mind growth, then none of that even matters. He says goods of the body are at least just as important as goods of the mind, and I would say goods of the mind would be even more important, because without that, then we would cease to exist. Russell explains that a man without the philosophical questioning, the food for the brain, is mentally imprisoned by societal standards and cultures. By asking questions, we are able to free the mind and think more creatively in our everyday lives. And philosophy unlocks the part of the brain that is able to pay more attention to the seemingly small things in our lives and give more meaning to those. Alright, got question 3. According to Russell, what is the value of speculative interest, and how does philosophy help to keep it alive? I really like this quote when he was talking about speculative interest and philosophy being a good of the mind, that says it keeps alive our wonder by showing familiar things in an unfamiliar aspect. he talks about how there are everyday things in our lives that we don't even think twice about that could be broken down and questioned. Like color, for example. What if everyone sees color differently, and the choices that we make being good or being bad or being ethical or not being ethical, or the lives that we live, like, is this all there is, or is there some grander eternity? In answering these questions and growing this wonder for the universe, you're able to develop your sense of self. There have been thousands of years worth of philosophers that are able to provide you with an outside perspective that you can decide if that applies to you, or if it doesn't. It'll make you more attuned to the earth and your sense of self, and being able to ask questions about the lives that we live. It frees the mind of the different societal standards and interest. Yep. So the more questions we ask about the world, the more free we'll be, and the more connected to the earth we'll be, and the more creatively we'll think. So that's it. Hope you have a great day. Till next time. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.